Hi, my love, and welcome to the very first episode of this podcast. My name's Catherine, and I'm so glad to have you here. This space, this voice, has been waiting to meet you. And if you're a woman who feels like she's been spinning in circles with big dreams and no direction, if you've ever said, I don't even know who I am anymore, then you're exactly where you need to be. This podcast is for the woman who's ready to remember herself, to reconnect with a version of her that's been buried beneath motherhood, heartbreak, burnout, and trauma. To start building habits, not to change who she is, but to return to who she's always been. And I want to begin this journey with you by sharing mine. I became a mum at 19, a baby raising babies. 4 sons within 6 years. My eldest was diagnosed with autism and ADHD. He's bright, beautiful, and powerful, but navigating that with no support system, it completely shattered my nervous system. Eventually, the system failed him. He was placed in a residential school because no other school could meet his needs. And that moment, my heart split into 2. I didn't process it. I didn't grieve, because I'm an avoidant by nature. I survived by suppressing. I wore strength like a badge, but inside, I was unravelling. At the same time, I was going through a divorce, and then I entered a toxic relationship. Not because I didn't know better, but because I was craving something. Distraction, comfort, and a sense of safety. I found bits of myself in careers too. I was a British Airways air hostess, which felt glamorous and empowering. I worked for top brand companies selling their cars, and I loved it. I've always had this deep connection to a higher version of myself, a version I could see so clearly. But the imposter syndrome and the self-sabotage, they'd whip my legs from under me every time I tried to rise. Then lockdown hit. And not long after, my ex-partner passed away. Grief knocked on the door again. I was in a new, loving relationship, but pain doesn't care how happy you are. Within months, I experienced more heartbreak. My son's school placement was terminated. Then came the cancer diagnosis. I can't even explain what that moment felt like. The words, tumour on the spinal cord. It was like my body left itself. He had emergency surgery, he went through chemotherapy, and through it all, I put on the mask of strength, because that's what I do, and that's what I thought I had to do. But the truth is, I wasn't healing. I was surviving, and I was exhausted. During his treatment, I trained as a life coach, and that journey changed me. I felt aligned again. I was learning, growing, serving. It gave me something bigger than the pain, a purpose. Daniel, my son, has inspired me more than I can express. He is strong, he is unique, he is my teacher. And I am beyond proud of the way he's navigated a path no child should ever have to walk. Today his tumour is stable, and while that's a blessing, when he got the clear, I fell apart. Because the fight was over, and suddenly I had to sit with myself, with the fear, with the grief, with a nervous system that could barely handle a car horn. My usual way of pushing through, performing, thriving under pressure, it didn't work anymore. I had to learn a new way, a gentler way, one that made space for healing. I didn't continue coaching because imposter syndrome told me I wasn't good enough. Even though I was. Even though I helped people every day, I couldn't believe in myself. So I walked away. I took a job delivering parcels for Royal Mail, which on the surface seemed like a step back. But you know what? It was one of the most powerful steps forward. It showed me the stories I was telling myself, that I should be doing more, that I was too good for this. But the truth, that job got me out of self-prison. It reconnected me with people, with purpose, with presence. I started reading again. My favourite book, The 4 Agreements, became my lifeline. Be impeccable with your word, don't take things personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. Those words saved me, again and again. Eventually I applied for a job at Waterstones, my soul's happy place. The hours I spent wandering those shelves, now I was part of the story. And every small step since then has brought me back to this moment, this podcast, this space, this calling. Because I know what it's like to lose yourself, to doubt yourself, to feel like the dream version of you is slipping further and further away. But I also know she's not gone. She's waiting. And every 1% habit, every act of self-care, every decision to pause instead of push brings her closer. This podcast is for the woman who's tired of disappearing in her own life, for the one who's ready to reclaim her energy, her identity, her fire. Together we're going to heal what hurts us, rewire the patterns that keep us stuck, build systems that support our nervous systems, not stress them. Take aligned 1% action towards the life we actually want. And step fully into the higher version of ourselves, because she's ready, and so are we. This is your space now too, and I'm so grateful to walk this path with you. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are becoming. If this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone else who needs to hear it. And if you want to keep walking this journey with me, hit subscribe. I've got so much to share with you. Until next time, be gentle, be honest, and keep showing up, even if it's just 1% at a time. You're doing better than you think. If this episode spoke to something inside you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss a moment of this journey. Leave a comment and share what part of today's episode did you feel in your soul. I'd love to hear from you. And if you know a woman who needs this message, send it to her. Let her know she's not broken, she's becoming.